The South Africa men's national cricket team, also known as the Proteas, represents South Africa in men's international cricket and is administered by Cricket South Africa, CSA. South Africa is a full member of the International Cricket Council, ICC. The team's nickname derives from South Africa's national flower, Protea cineroides, commonly known as the King Protea. South Africa entered first-class and international cricket at the same time when they hosted an England cricket team in the 1888-89 season. Initially, the team was no match for Australia or England, but, having gained experience and expertise, they were able to field a competitive team by the first decade of the 20th century. The team regularly played against Australia, England, and New Zealand through to the 1960s, by which time there was considerable opposition to the country's apartheid policy. The ICC imposed an international ban on the team, commensurate with actions taken by other global sporting bodies. When the ban was imposed, South Africa had developed to a point where its team was arguably the best in the world, and even outplayed Australia. The ban remained in place until 1991, after which South Africa played against India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and the West Indies for the first time. The team has been strong since its reinstatement and has at several times held the #1 positions in international rankings. South Africa is also one of the most successful teams in ODI cricket, winning more than 61% of their matches. However, the 1998 Champions Trophy was its first success in ICC-organized limited overs cricket tournaments. South Africa won the gold medal at the Commonwealth Games in 1998. South Africa won the ICC ODI Championship in 2008 v. 2009. South Africa won the ICC Test Championship 3 times. South Africa has a record of failing to win World Cups and is much maligned because of this. The 1992 Cricket World Cup, for example, featured a rain-affected semifinal played before the introduction of the Duckworth-Lewis rain rule. South Africa needed 22 runs from 13 balls when rain intervened. After the delay, they were left in the situation of requiring 22 runs from 1 ball to progress. In 1996, they were eliminated in the quarterfinals despite being one of the fancied teams and having qualified first in their group. In 1999, South Africa lost in the semifinal to eventual champions Australia. The match ended in a tie with both South Africa and Australia managing 213, but Australia advanced to the final as Australia finished higher than South Africa in the group. South Africa hosted the 2003 Cricket World Cup but failed to progress beyond the group stage due to a misunderstanding of how many runs they needed to score in a rain-affected run chase. As a result of this, Shaun Pollock resigned as captain and was replaced by young batsman Graeme Smith, although Pollock continued to play for the team. Under Smith's leadership, South Africa has achieved some success, although they have been hampered by the retirements of many star players, including fast bowler Alan Donald and one-day specialist Jonty Rhodes. As a result, they had a poor 2004, only winning against the Windies. In the 2007 Cricket World Cup, they had a rollercoaster ride that included dominant wins over England, the West Indies, Ireland, Netherlands, and Scotland, and a narrow win over Sri Lanka, but devastating losses to Australia, New Zealand, and Bangladesh that cost them the #1 ranking. Then they bowed out in the semifinals with their lowest ever score in a World Cup as Australia bowled them out for 149 and won by 7 wickets. In the 2011 World Cup, South Africa topped Group B with the distinction of bowling out every side they played within the 50 over the limit, which also included a famous victory over hosts India. In the quarterfinal, they were beaten by New Zealand after suffering a dramatic collapse and losing 8 wickets for 64 runs. At the 2019 Cricket World Cup, South Africa lost the opening match of the tournament to England and followed this up with losses to Bangladesh and India. Rained out against West Indies, they defeated Afghanistan but then lost to New Zealand and Pakistan to end their chances of qualifying for the next stage. For South Africa, things had to go perfectly in the chase, but Rick Elton went early. Bavuma started slow and Rassie took time to settle in. They couldn't maximize the power play. They did accelerate but fell for 50s. One of them, if not both, had to go longer. That was not to be. Markram's soft dismissal and, more importantly, Clausen falling cheaply was significant. Miller batted through, but the lower middle order bats went cheaply, and with the asking rate soaring into the stratosphere, SA got nowhere close. Miller did finish with a century, but that was good for the Fields as the team bowed out of the tournament.